Welcome everyone to a Sunday night report. It's good to be with you guys. We've seen some topple in the market right now. It's been a big crash since Friday evening with news coming from the US and Ukraine. So I know there's a lot of tension in the market right now. We're all waiting to see what's going to happen. So without further ado, Smokes, Smiley, how have you guys been? How's the weekend rest been?
Yeah, man, I'm perfectly fine.
Watch this.
And we'll thank God for where Bitcoin is and is where it's going to.
See definitely what happened.
Look, currently, guys, as you're seeing on Stoney's screen, you know, right now, Bitcoin is at a very crucial level. And like I said to you guys right now, until the tensions between the US and Russia resolves right now, I don't think we're going to be seeing an up market. It's going to be way too volatile. The bigger that move up, whilst this whole war thing is going on, the bigger the move down. If I can summarize what I'm saying. Hello?
Yeah, what's that?
No, so I think it's going to be interesting. So Smiles, what are you thinking about the market right now? You know, are you anticipating it? I know you came back. You've been sick recently. You want to start trading again, but what's your aspect on the market
Look,
right now?
there's definitely How's it, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I can hear you.
Perfect. So, Stoney, I think there's been a bit of a delay. Can you hear me fine as well? Just wanted to check before I continue.
Yeah.
So, Smiles, you've been off? What's happening on your side? What is happening with the markets in terms of getting back into trading and that? What's happening?
Yeah, thanks for that. If you could remember what I told you, what I explained back the last webinar we had, I told you that we are going to have some consolidation immediately we get to the zone of let's say the 42,767. The number is not accurately right, but we can see some reaction of what I said. Because if Stoney, Smokey, if you could remember when I spoke about the consolidation that occurred on the 4th of February, right? I spoke about that. Yeah, I spoke about that immediately we'll fall back into the zone. We are going to have another consolidation. And here, look at what is happening exactly. Which I told you guys that I will not really be entering the market to see, because I told recently that what we are having here, we're having this kind of fight between the buyers and the sellers. The first consolidation, we can see buyers won. They won the game. Price went up crazily, and now we are in that same spot again. Not exactly that same spot, but we are in that zone. Price is already consolidating. Price is already ranging from the 4 hours time frame. And Smokey, if you could draw a box on the consolidation, on the first consolidation, and trace it to the present consolidation we are having now, you can see the alignment with what I said. So right now,
sorry, man. Are you talking about this consolidation here, or are you referring to the previous one that we spoke about on the weekly?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the 4 hours. The one with take your 4 hours time frame, you'll see the first consolidation, because we had a kind of squeezy chart before, a squeezy candle before we have this expansion to the upside.
Talk about this, yeah.
Yeah, the first one, and now try to trace it back back to the new one we had now, a kind of squeezy chart we are having again. As Tony has said, before we can see this move again, they need to settle whatever crisis it is that is between them. So right now, I think the main event, I even think this BTC is even backed up with what Tony said already about the fundamental. If they can't really settle whatever is between them, then I think this consolidation is going to be going for a while. Yeah, because to me, I can't really say. This is a break or this is a push up. What I'm saying is just a ranging. Price is just ranging from one zone to the other, without making any significant new highs or new lows. So right now, if I were to observe this chart, actually, I would actually wait for whatever will happen in this box, in this new ranging we just entered. I want to see clear reaction after the box. Is either an expansion to the upside or an expansion to the downside.
No, for sure. Look, at the moment, between obviously the demand and the supply, there's definitely a tug of war between the two. So that's definitely going to be interesting if I just pull these sort of zones as you've mentioned out so people can see a bit clearly. But also looking at what I spoke about on Friday night from a Wyckoff schematic, the buying climax, the automatic rally down, the secondary test, the pullback, another sort of internal secondary test, and then obviously this correction with then this manipulation on the sort of lower time frames. And if we look at the 15-minute, we look at this sort of U-tag concept where this last upthrust that took out the previous high, which is this week here, that was taken out right here. We can definitely see this as a potential redistribution or a potential bull trap if we look at the higher time frames and look at what price action is showing us. So what I'm expecting here, and Friday night I said I believe that this thing is going to come down because we've got this sort of ABC correction here if we want to pull in some Elliott wave theory in here, which is currently playing out. Now we've got a bit of accumulation running sort of over the weekend as we entered this major sort of drop on Friday night, just as we ended off the call. It's been quite interesting to see what the market has been doing over the weekend. And I expect, two scenarios to play out here. The first scenario is going to be sort of a last run up, before seeing a continuation down. And that would be my first option based on what I can see in the price action and breaking it down, in the fractal nature of the market on the lower time frames. But we could also now see this, from this consolidation as a potential move to the upside where we could see, but again, this move has to be quite significant. This has to be a massive run, and I don't see that happening right now. Not with all the sort of news that's happening that Stoney's been talking about, and looking at the situation in the markets, looking at the stock market as well. If we look at the stock market, I've been watching this closely now for quite some time, and we can see that the stock market on the daily time frame has started to lose a bit of momentum. Now, this is super crucial if we want to look at what Wall Street is doing and the sort of bigger players and looking at what's happening in the market. We can see that, on Friday, we saw gold rally massively. We also saw that the stock market, made this correction here as well. But what we can see here is we had this previous, call it support, whatever you want to call it, but this major high-low formation, we broke the structure here and we formed a new lower low. And now currently with this, shift that we are seeing here with this sort of double top formation, we are seeing that price is now pushing down to potentially target this low. So what I'm expecting in the stock market is something like this, which will affect Bitcoin as well. And you can also see that a lot of money has been moved over to gold as it's seen as a safe haven, or when the markets are sketchy, people tend to move over to metals that obviously are valuable, like gold and silver, and that sort of sees a shift in the financial market. So for the crypto market, we can see that this will affect the crypto market as well when we look at the stock market. So yeah, we'll have to see what tomorrow morning brings. But at the moment, for me personally, if I look at this, I'm expecting a deeper retracement, maybe down to the $37,500 range. But I'm definitely expecting some form of correction, because price action has showed us clearly on a higher time frame that there's massive sellers in the market. It did not close above the previous lower high formation. So these are all confluences that we look at, when we look at Bitcoin and we look at the overall sort of market structure. So for me, that's what I'm seeing. I don't know about you guys, but that's it for me. So there's going to be obviously quite a debate here, because we've all got different views and opinion. But what's interesting, and if the guys are interested in this, type 777 and let us know if you guys are interested in hearing about these coins. But we are going to give you some gems now that can really make you some cash in the near future of 2022 and potentially longer. Now, looking at what I'm currently looking at for potential trades and setups, keeping in mind I'm not in the market right now, so I'm hanging 5 to try and see where and how we can do it. So sitting on my hands, waiting patiently for the market to show me what the intention is of the market. Currently, I can see prices coming down, so currently I'm waiting for that pullback to get to optimal trade entries and look at sort of the longest swing trades for the portfolio. Now, one of the key coins that's been in the news is Terra Luna. This coin has been giving some beautiful gains in sort of recent times, especially since December. We've seen great runs on this. We've also seen that Terra Luna sort of counters the movement on the market in some cases, where Bitcoin had major corrections, then Luna or Terra has made the opposite moves. So this is a very nice project to look at, for the long term, as well as, some short-term gains. So what I'm going to tell you guys here on Terra Luna, if we look at the higher time frames, we look at the overall structure, it's currently sitting at 51.97. Now, what I would like to see, I just highlight these zones for you guys. Now, keep in mind the 42.25 level or range. This is our key breakdown range that we are looking at. If price comes below this level, this is where we want to exit the market to get some better entries. But I don't see this happening unless Bitcoin has a major correction. So what I can see from giving you guys sort of a range of entry for potential, where I would be looking at potential entries, we would be looking at the sub $50 level, which would be around, let's just have a look quickly. I don't want to go into too much specifics, but I want to see sort of the $48.50 to the $44.50 range. That's where I would like to see some entries. So I'm just going to type it out for you guys here. So what I want to see is, I want to load up on entries around about $48.50 to $44.50. That is my personal range. This is not financial advice. This is purely my range that I'm looking at potential buys. This thing could still do very well. You can also see Terra, the USD, which is their stable coin, moving up in the rank. So this is a good project to look at. Now, the other project that I am looking at, I believe there's huge potential for this coin, all depending on what Bitcoin's going to do. So for me, again, looking at the breakdown levels of $1.40, I'm not sure that we are going to see it. They just had another 450 million, investment with, expanding their sort of project. They've got a new payment app that they're launching. I know there's obviously a lot of debate and speculation around it, but I'm still quite positive with this project overall. From an optimal sort of entry, the $1.4 would be a super aggressive entry for me and would be a very high risk entry, but it would be a great, adding to the position, going up to maybe the $1.50. So $1.50 to $1.40 would be where I would look at sort of optimal trade entries to add to my position. On Matic, CRO is another one that I'm really looking at because they've been quite aggressive in the market. We can see that they've broken over the 50 cents level as they lead up to their whole Super Bowl ad, which is, I believe, tomorrow. I'm not seeing a lot of downside to this unless Bitcoin does, pull the market down. But for me, again, should price come down for whatever reason, I would like to sort of buy within the 40 cents to $37 cents. Essentially, that range would be for me a great potential adding to the position, but we might not see it. Remember, if we break above the previous highs of 58 cents, which is in our report, guys, in the binocular report, you get all this information. So the 58 cents region is where we see where there will be bullish momentum into the market, where we would wait for retracement and then get entries. If you are long term on this, 50 cents is a great opportunity to buy into this. For the long term, we can see that this project can give you quite nice gains if you are willing to hold on to this. Just to give you guys an indication, we can see from the current price action to the previous high, if you are willing to wait, you could easily make 84% on this project. That is, if you are willing to wait. I believe it's going to go much higher personally, but that's just my opinion. Now, the other one that I'm also looking at is XRP. This is quite a controversial coin. There's a lot of, talk about it, but I do believe if they can get it right, and I read about, there is, some legalities around XRP in the SEC case where there's a potential opportunity for them to prove the SEC wrong, that they don't have a basis to stand on, which is a really great news for this project. As we can see also, this coin's recovery rate has been 67% roughly, which is massive. Some of the other coins, I can tell you now, Luna hasn't moved this much just yet, and XRP has been in the news and it is controversial. But again, guys, look at the potential of this coin. You can see whether this is a falling wedge if you want to trade patterns and all that jazz, but look at where we are now and look at the previous high. That's 142%, 143% easy if you're willing to wait. If you're an investor, then that's it. If you're going to be a trader like me or Stony and Smiles, we are going to look at being in and out of the market at key reversal points. We are not going to necessarily hold most of our portfolio long term, but we will be in and out of the market. Now, a great opportunity should there be, some aggressive downside due to this whole Russia-Ukraine thing, if that's actually the reason. But I personally think it's just a much needed correction on Bitcoin, but that's again my opinion. I would look for anything from the 50 to 60 cents, 65 cents would be a great position here, and just smile and wave to the top. DOT for me, it's also a debatable coin, but still looking at it from a project perspective has great opportunities. And if we look at how this retracement is, and we just look at the previous highs, yes, guys, there's such good opportunity in this coin, and it's such a good project. 190%. Like, if you are not in this, I don't know why. This is great opportunity. ADA is one more that I would talk about. There's been obviously a lot of topics about it. I don't see it being ready just right. getting to the sort of $1 flat region or just sub $1 region would be a great buying opportunity for me. Again, there's plenty of opportunity on this coin. And the last one that I want to mention is Solana. Solana's also got nice potential. I do think it's going to retrace a little bit more, but I would definitely look at adding to this position because long term I think this still has potential. It has lost a little bit of traction here and there, but they are really trying to sort out the glitches in the system. And with any company, new company, there'll always be teething problems. So just looking at a pure price action perspective, I do think this has still got a hell of a lot more to go this year. So it's almost, cooled down. But again, if Bitcoin pulls this down, we could see potential, optimal entries around about the $60 to $40 range as really, really good entries for Solana. And if it's there, then personally I would buy. It's a no-brainer because you're going to make your money, more than 2 times on this easy. Just if it returns to previous high and it gets to between $60 and $40, let's say $50, that is, a lovely 414%. So really a no-brainer, guys. Come on. This is free. We're giving free, insight here on the live shows. This is really like. If you want to get more information, please like and subscribe. And please get in touch with our Moonacade members or visit our TradeAcade.com website to look at all our courses, where you can also buy the binoculars report that gives you all the information about all these coins and what's happening. But that's me. Smiles, what do you have? Do you have any projects, Tony? Do you have any projects? What do you? What is the symbol for that? Sorry. Oh, H-bar. Oh, yes. Yes, I forgot about that. Jeez. Let's have a look at this quickly. I haven't looked at this for quite some time. Look, it is still a bit high, but looking at it from a pure price action perspective, it's 22 cents. I mean, what are you going to worry about 22 cents? Just to the previous high is 153%. I mean, I'd still get in there. Oh, yes. But they had a hack now recently. Which was quite interesting. It's super low. Oh, look at if you're looking at coins for the exchanges, it's definitely as mass adoption happens, and as we can see now, is Bitcoin becoming sort of more common in the mass adoption circles? Is society starting to accept it? I do think there is a switch around as it gets more and more exposure. And we'll definitely see coins like BNB expanding and recovering to sort of new all-time highs. But what that does for the fees is another story. But there's so many projects right now. We're not going to list everything. Let's keep it short and sweet. Smiles, what is your pick on coins? What are you looking at?
Yeah, thanks for that. Well, actually, I am not more of a spot trader. I'm more of a future trader. So I'm not kind of attached to any coin. Yeah, I just practically go into my chart, just pick up any coin and just give it a try. Just take my trade.
Okay, but I mean, what are you looking at? What is looking at to trade right now?
Well, actually, I was thinking of FTM. Yeah, FTM. This I love the structure. I love how the structure is, and I believe it's gonna do well because FTM has been doing crazily. So you can see. So if we can have a zone to that 1.4945 region, no. We can only get to that zone if only Bitcoin has to do is rubbish actually. But to actually trade FTM, I have that zone marked out. Where I have that.
That's a phenomenal coin to trade. It's like a trader's dream to trade this thing. This thing plays out so nice. I've actually got an entry at 1.35. Just so by the way, that I'm looking at for a specific level. But I think this is a beautiful coin, especially on lower time frames to trade. I mean, I've had some great success with this project.
Yes, it does. I love the structure. Like the structure is damn good.
It reacts so well. Definitely, if you want to trade something that's really good, that gives good returns, FTM is really great. What is your other coins that you would look at trading?
Recently I made mention of what is it called? RLC actually. Yeah. RLC, the Loop Spring coin actually.
RXC.
L, not X.
RLC. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about this one. Sorry. Oh, this also doesn't look too bad. It's quite undervalued at the moment.
Yeah, those are the two coins I've been actually observing, not actually to keep, but just to trade them off. And I love the pattern movement and how they respond to
This can give you really good returns. Just sorry for interrupting you, but I'm just looking at the volatility of this 4-hour chart, and I'm like, man, this is beautiful trades that you can play. I mean, that's 160% for that move. Yeah. I mean, that's 121%. These are beautiful. I mean, this thing is super volatile. It's super undervalued at the moment. But this is something nice that could be traded. I would wait for a little bit of a retracement.
Exactly. But, their structures are good.
Well, yeah, I would have to study it a little bit more. But it looks, from what I can see, if I just throw my eyes on it, definitely some good opportunities on this to trade. Okay, that's two. What's the other three? Give us 3 coins. Yes, we're giving a lot away here.
Actually, if I would not pick up another thing, those are the two. Like I'm not that of a fan of spot actually, but those are the two potential projects I'm looking at. No other, except if I'm just gonna be like mentioning some random coins. So those are the two in my mind. So we'll be sincere with that.
I'm gonna give one more just because I feel generous tonight.
Yeah.
GXS is a great.
Oh yeah, your favorite.
This thing has been, I see, some stuff, but this is a great coin to trade. This is some of the course notes I see, but yeah, this is a great coin. It's got great volatility to trade, and this also gives pretty good gains. Again, it's super undervalued. So I think let's finish off with that, guys. If you like the content, if you like the value that we are giving you guys, please like and subscribe to our channel. Also, go and have a look at our courses on TradeAcade if you want to have the knowledge and build the knowledge and insight that we have of the markets, go to the TradeAcade University and go look at the course, look at what we offer. We aim to only give you the relevant stuff so we don't waste your time. But we've obviously taken the time to learn what we need to know in the market so that we can provide you with the best information as well. And you will see, if you follow us weekly, you will see that the zones and the levels that we talk about has got plenty of references. These work, it's not something we suck out of our fingers. There's actually calculations behind it. There's actual relevant, reason why we choose these levels, and we can pick any pair for you and we'll show you how these things work. So go look at our courses and you'll find that this will give you all the insight, the information for you to become profitable as a trader, but also it will help you with your investing to understand how the flow of the markets work so that you can determine yourself and get your own entries and exits in the market once you have more chart on. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, have a good evening, and we'll see you guys next week.